All right, we're going to get into a topic today that's, well, it's tough, but it is so important. We're talking about what you do when someone you truly care about chooses someone else over you. It's an awful feeling, but this playbook here, it's all about how to get through it with your dignity and your self-respect totally intact.
So, let's just jump right into the deep end, shall we? This is the exact scenario. It's that moment that feels like the world just drops out from under you. And it's also the exact starting point for figuring out the path forward.
Okay, first up, we've got to face what the source material calls the brutal truth. And look, this isn't going to be easy to hear, but accepting this reality, that's the first absolutely essential step if you're going to move on.
Here's the thing you've got to wrap your head around. A decision was made. It's done. And in that moment, for whatever reason she looked at this situation and saw the other guy as the better option. Now, that is not a reflection of your total worth as a human being. It's about her perception in that one moment in time.
And of course, your brain is probably screaming, but why? Why him? It could be anything, right? Looks, how confident he seemed, money. Maybe it was just bad timing. But here's the real key on this slide. Getting stuck on the why is a trap. It doesn't actually change the what. The reason is kind of irrelevant compared to the reality of the choice she made.
And that leads us to probably the hardest pill to swallow in all of this. The idea here is that once that choice is made, the negotiation is over. You can't debate your way back into her heart. It's a harsh, brutal truth for sure, but it's designed to stop you from wasting your energy on a fight you just can't win.
All right, so if trying to talk her out of it is off the table, what about all the other stuff we instinctively want to do? Let's get into our next section here and really understand why going after her, chasing her, is pretty much guaranteed to fail.
This is where your gut just goes haywire, right? It's screaming at you, do something, beg, argue your case, make some grand gesture to win her back. This slide just lays it out so clearly. There's what your instinct tells you to do, and then there's the cold, hard reality of the situation.
And just in case that wasn't clear enough, the source hits us with this quote. It's direct, there's no room for misinterpretation, it's basically the final word on trying to use logic or persuasion. At this point, your words just don't have the power you think they do.
So, if chasing and begging and arguing are all out the window, what's left? What are you supposed to do? Well, this is where the whole game flips. Instead of doing more, the source introduces a powerful, totally counterintuitive strategy. Let's talk about the power of silence. It really boils down to two things. Two simple but huge actions. Go silent and disappear. Now, I know how that sounds. It sounds extreme, maybe even a little dramatic. But stick with me because there's a really specific, powerful idea behind each of these steps. Okay, going silent. This is super important. We are not talking about giving someone the silent treatment to be petty or to play games. That's not it at all. This is framed as a strategic move to protect yourself. It's about choosing to step away from the chaos to save your own sanity and your own peace.
And this right here is maybe the biggest mind shift in the whole playbook. The goal changes completely. This whole strategy, it's not about her. It's not a secret trick to make her miss you. The focus is 100% on you. It's about pulling yourself back together and finding your center again. See, once you start thinking about getting yourself back, that opens the door to the real foundation of all this. And that is remembering what you're actually worth. This is the core belief you have to hold on to. It's simple, really. It's a fundamental statement of self-respect. Think about it. Chasing someone who decided you weren't enough, that just doesn't line up with knowing your own value. The high-value move isn't to chase. It's to have enough respect for yourself to let them go.
I know. The word disappear sounds dramatic, right? It might sound like you're running away, like you're admitting you lost, and the source knows that's what you might think, so it tackles that idea head on. It's not about being weak at all.
It's actually the exact opposite. It's the moment you prove you finally remembered what you're worth. Disappearing in this context is an action. It's a statement that says, hey, my time, my energy, my presence, it's valuable. And I'm not going to give it to someone who doesn't see that value. It's an act of power.
Okay, so you've done the hard part. You went silent. You disappeared. You're working on you. But what happens down the road? What comes next? Well, now we have to get ready for what might be the biggest challenge of all, the test of time.
Yeah, the big what if. It's the question that's probably been in the back of your mind this whole time. After weeks or months of silence, what if she reaches out? What if she says she made a mistake? What do you do then? And for that moment,
The source gives you this one thing to burn into your memory. It's a really stark, really powerful reminder to keep your feet planted firmly in reality. It's meant to cut through all the emotion and nostalgia you might feel and remind you of the choice that was made back when you weren't the one she was choosing.
And so that's what it all comes down to, really. This one final question you have to ask yourself, which brings everything we've talked about full circle. It's a challenge. You've got to decide what your real mission is here. Is it about trying to get back a relationship that broke? Or is it about getting yourself back? Because this playbook, this whole strategy, is built for that second option. It's all about winning you back.